Okay, so today I'm going to be travelling to Hull to try something called a Hull Pattie. And if you haven't heard of that before, neither did I until recently. So I'll explain what that is in just a second, but first, let's head to Hull. I'm through the barriers without any issues. Let's head to the platform. Okay, so train times today are, my train leaves from here in Leeds at 9 AM and gets into Hull at about 10:10. My train out of Hull is at 3 PM, so that should be plenty of time to try a Hull Pattie. Right, I've made it on board. Let's head to Hull. Okay, well I thought we were going to Hull. We're still at the platform. There's about a 5-minute delay.
I've lost you. It's now
Welcome aboard this Northern Service to Hull. The next station stop is Crossgates.
Okay, so we're finally on the move, about 6-7 minutes behind schedule. But I have to say, there's something a little unusual about this train. So I don't know if you've noticed, but the seats are a little lower than they normally are. So on this one, they're kind of below my head, where they're usually sort of higher. And because they're a bit lower, I can kind of see over most of the seats and kind of make eye contact with someone further down the train. The seats are also reclined quite a bit further than they normally are, so it's kind of a little more comfy too. So I don't know if this is a newer train or if it's an older one, but it's a little more comfy than usual.
The next station stop is Crossgates. See it, say it, sorted.
Smoking is not allowed anywhere at this station.
And I've arrived in Hull. Let's go get a Hull Pattie. Okay, so what is a Hull Pattie? Well, from looking online, it seems to be a deep fried mashed potato. So it's mashed potato made into like a potato cake, and then depending on the recipe, you might have some onions and herbs in there, and then it's battered and deep fried. And apparently you can get them in every chip shop in Hull. So let's go find one and try it out. This looks pretty interesting. It's a big, massive sphere. I wonder what this is. Actually, it might be some sort of memorial for World War II, looking by the dates and the names. In fact, I think that's exactly what it is. But it's a pretty cool sculpture. Check that out. Okay, so looking at Google, I think there's a chip shop in the centre of town that does a Hull Pattie, and I think it's somewhere up ahead. So let's make our way there. I'm not entirely sure, but I think I've made it to the centre of Hull, because all roads lead to this point. And also the fish and chip shop that I want to go to is just over there as well. So this is it, the place that I want to visit. It's called Golden Fry Fish and Chips. Let's head in. Okay, it says place your order downstairs. I guess let's do that. Okay, so order placed. I've taken my seat up in the restaurant area. Check it out. It's still pretty early. I think I've got here just as they opened, so I'm the first customer. Let's wait for our food. Right, so my meal has arrived. Check this out. I got the Hull Pattie with chips, curry sauce and mushy peas. Plus, I got a cup of tea. Cheers. So let me give you a closer look at my meal. So that right there in the middle, that is the Hull Pattie. It looks pretty interesting. You've got it on the top of a bed of chips, the mushy peas on the side, and the curry sauce. Now I got this as a meal, and usually you only get one side, so I added the curry sauce. But I can't wait to try it, so let's dig in. First thing you need to do with anything from the chip shop is salt and vinegar it, so here it goes. In fact, let me give you a view of me doing it. Right, so I think the first thing we have to go in for to warm up the taste buds is the chip. Check that out. Okay, so these are nice and fluffy on the inside. A floury potato texture and a flavour. The outside has a slight crisp. It's a great chip. I think what we should do next though is try it dipped in the mushy peas. Here it goes. Chip shop chip in mushy peas. Now check that out. I can't wait to try this as well, so let's do it. Okay, so these are good mushy peas. So they do have maybe a bit of a salt and vinegar flavour to them already, plus the pea flavour. So maybe they've already been seasoned, but they go well with the chips. Next up, the curry sauce. Here it goes. Chip shop chip in curry sauce. Let's go for a bite. Okay, yep, so this curry sauce has a really fruity flavour. It's kind of fruity, it has a strong curry flavour, it's salty as well. It's not bad. Okay, I can't wait any longer. Let's try this Hull Pattie. Now check that out. That is what it looks like. It's pretty thick. Got a nice batter on the outside. Same batter as the fish from a chip shop. And they did mention downstairs that it has sage and onion in it. But it looks interesting. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before. Shall I just go straight in for a bite? Let's do it. Okay, so here it is, the inside of the Hull Pattie. So it is like a thick, dense mash. There is a bit of herb in there that you can see, maybe a slight onion flavour too, but it also tastes milky. Get a crunch from the outside from the batter. That's pretty much the same as what you would get on a fish. But the inside, yeah, it's kind of this really thick texture. So when I said milky flavour, maybe I'm being a little fooled by the sort of maybe milk or cream that's added into the mash. But let's try it with a bit of mushy peas. Okay, so it is a lot better with the mushy peas. I got to try it with the curry sauce next. There it is, Hull Pattie with curry sauce. Okay, so this is pretty good on its own, but a little plain. I think you need a lot of salt and also vinegar, or some of the size to bring it up to the next level. Let's do a combo bite with everything together. So we've got the chip, the mushy peas, and the Hull Pattie, plus I'm going to dip it in the curry sauce. Here it goes. This looks pretty delicious actually. Let's go for a bite. Okay, yep, so the best way to enjoy this meal is to have a combo bite with everything on it. The flavours just multiply and add on top of each other. So, how would I summarise that meal? Well, I would say it was carb on carb, with the potato on potato. And then when you add in the mushy peas as well, it's pretty stodgy. But that's not a bad thing, because it tasted pretty good. For the Hull Pattie itself, I think you definitely need a lot of salt and vinegar, or some gravy or curry sauce, just to give it that extra flavour boost. But overall, not too bad. Okay, so time now is about 12 p.m. We've got about 3 hours until my train leaves Hull. So let's go have a look around and explore the city. In fact, I think if you're in Hull, there's probably one place or one area that you need to see. So let's make our way there. This is not quite it, but it's something that I've never seen before. It's a shopping centre in the middle of like a moat surrounded by water. I mean, you can even see the fish swimming around. How cool is that? And I've spotted a walkway just across there as well. So let's go in the shopping centre and check it out. And this is it, the Prince's Quay shopping centre. And you get to walk up this walkway and get a nice view of the fish in the water. There's not too many people shopping today. It looks a little quiet. I have to be honest, I would have expected it to be a lot busier than this. I mean, it's a shopping centre surrounded by a moat, by water and fish and ducks. I would have thought this would be a prime location, but it's kind of not. There's a few shops that are open, but a lot of the retail units are closed and unused. It's a little strange. So that was a nice little detour, but what I really want to see is just up ahead. And this is it, the Hull Marina. We've got loads of boats and ships docked here. Some of them pretty nice and fancy, like that one. I think I found the best yacht in the marina. I think it's that one. It's called Azimut. I wonder how much it costs. It seems like a pretty trendy area down here at the marina. Got loads of bars, modern restaurants, art galleries, and even a wedding shop. Okay, so the reason why I wanted to come down to the marina area is because Hull sits on the Humber estuary, and just further down that way is the North Sea. And Hull actually acts like a bit of a base for P&O ferries that go from here in the UK over to Europe. Now that begs the question, should I take a ferry from here in the UK over to Europe somewhere? And can I go there and back in the same day? Comment down below what you think. Should I do a day trip on the ferry into Europe somewhere? Let me know. Right, time now is about 2:15. My train out of Hull is at 3. Let's start heading back to the train station. Heading back past the Prince's Quay shopping centre. I have to admit, I'm quite impressed by this. I mean, it's a shopping centre in the middle of a lake. I don't know why it's not more popular. And I've made it back to the train station. Time now is about 10 to 3. My train leaves in about 10 minutes. In fact, this might be my train, is it? Or the one up ahead? Okay, so it was the one up ahead. I've managed to get on it. Let's head back to Leeds, and then once we're there, I'll give you a breakdown of the costs I've spent today. And I've arrived back in Leeds. Time now is about 4 p.m. Let me give you a breakdown of the costs I've spent today. Okay, so the cost of the return train journey was £18.90. The cost of the Hull Pattie meal with a cup of tea was £8.50. But what did you think of the Hull Pattie? Comment down below. And if you like the video, click on the thumbs up icon and click on subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.